Good morning, good morning, good
Good
morning.
morning, everybody.
Happy Saturday to everybody.
Look, and bless y'all little hearts, y'all came on back.
Hold on, wait, wow. Wait, I hear echo somewhere. I hear echo somewhere. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do y'all hear echo out there? Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, good morning.
Hey, Mama Tony. Wait a minute.
Hey, Miss Sola.
Why do I hear an echo? Do you hear echo midnight or is it just me?
Uh, it may be just you, but then again, it's you.
Mama Tony, let me know if you hear echo.
Hey there, Miss Renata. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, Miss Ryder though.
Hey, check this out. Y'all know we got to stop everything. We have legends coming to the building, right? And so we have the legendary. We have Miss Donna Hill in the building, y'all.
Hey, hey, hey. And USA best-selling author Iris Boland. Morning, morning.
Morning, morning. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. So, Mama Tony says she don't hear no echo. It has to be just me then. I'm tripping.
Well, no arguments.
You said no argument.
No arguments.
You know what? I figured out what it was, and now I'm good. I was like,
All right. I
I
knew
ain't
you
smart.
would.
You know I would. Okay, I'm better. I'm good, y'all. But thank y'all for holding me down because they was like, no echo, Shay. Everything is cool. Somebody just text me is like, get your shit together, ma'am. It's not.
Well, it's always going to be somebody out there that's going to straighten the sister's crown. And we love
You
y'all for that.
okay? I'm telling you, I was over here like, okay, y'all. I think I'm having withdrawals. I ain't had no edibles in a while. Hey, mama, Midnight was just asking about you.
Hey there, Mama San. How are you?
She was just asking about you. So yeah, so we got the legends in the house. Today Miss Donna Hill coming in. I woke her up early. I'm like, Miss Donna, come on in here and hang out with us for a minute. And then of course, Iris Bowler, USA Today's bestseller author in the building. So we appreciate you guys for coming on in here, hanging out with us. You guys know how we do it. Now we're coming in every Saturday morning. Every Saturday morning, let me go back and get my notes together. now that I ain't echoing.
Every Saturday morning between 10 and
12 o'clock. That's right.
yeah.
10 and 12 Saturday mornings. We come with Love, Life, and Bestsellers. So today we're talking about, hey, we need to talk because something about the romance world right now is just, it ain't right midnight. It just ain't sitting right. You know what I'm saying? Something's wrong. The books are hotter, the conversations are louder, and the lines between love, business, and reality, um, it, it's,
It just
it's,
ain't
it's,
adding
start,
up.
it's starting to blur a little bit. You know what I mean? It's starting to blow. So this morning we're getting into all of it, you know what I'm saying? The stories you love, the trends everybody's talking about, and the truth behind what's really going on. So, this is Love Lies and Bestsellers, and baby, we're about to get into it. You ready, Midnight?
I am ready. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, let's go. And you guys know from last time, first of all, we're gonna set the house rules real quick. There is a link in the description where it says tap in. If you want to tap in and join us, all the cameras are off. You know what I'm saying? It's all audio. Cameras are off. You can tap in, you can join us, you can answer our question for the day. Midnight is about to get that ready for you. Or you can just join in on the conversation. Hey, we are a family here, so you can get up here and speak your truth. And then in the 11 o'clock hour, we'll have USA Today's bestseller author, Miss Sharon C. Cooper, will be joining us in the hot seat. Yay, Sharon! And that's gonna be a treat. So right now, midnight.
Okay, guys, you ready? So, what's more important in romance? Is it the genre, the trope, or the author's overall brand? So let us know.
And we got a poll too. So we're gonna, we'll show the poll and you can just jump in, let us know. What matters more in romance today? The writing, the trope, or the author's overall brand? I said overall bra, my bad, y'all.
Look like it was more than an echo this morning, y'all. But that's okay. You get it. Look, we love to hear from you guys because we know y'all out there and you all will tell us the truth.
It was more than an echo. That sounds like a book. That sounds like a book. A book. I like it. It's more than an echo, y'all. All right, so thank you guys for joining here with us. Join us with us, and like I said, if you want to comment, just comment. You comment in the description box below on the chat. You can join in however you want to. Just let us know what you think about this. This is Love Lives and Bestsellers. So midnight, let's get into our love list. The love list. And today the love list, what's on at midnight? So what are people into now? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's start with everybody's feelings right now, because whether we want to believe it or not, romance has a pattern, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right now, midnight. Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna put y'all in midnight business real quick. So we was talking about this last night, and we was getting prepared for the show. And midnight is like, I don't read this type of stuff, and I'm like, well, hold on, because we talked about horror romance, and midnight had an epiphany. She read this shit, and she loved it. Yes, she do.
Y'all,
and she loved it.
When I tell you all, we already know that romance is holding down the literary world pretty much, right? So we talked last week about how many, facets of things you can do, romance, romantic suspense, all of that. But when she said horror romance, I said, no, I don't think I read nothing about no monsters, right? And then I said, well, hold on. Because now they're talking about, it could be your paranormal, it could be your vampires, it could be a little bit of everything. So I think the lines do blur when we talk about the different genres. So before you fix your lips to say you don't read it, you might want to dig a little deeper, because you might be reading it.
And you fixed your lips too, honey. You were stern about that thing. You was just like, I didn't read that. Who reads about horror romance, monsters and all that? So now that you know that you read it.
Well, listen, I got to embrace it then. I can't go around here saying, but now there are some things though that I really don't read. Like, I feel like, and I had an epiphany about this too. I was going to say, I like demonic stuff. I don't read that. But then some people might say vampires is demonic. So,
and it's all that, was that celestial kind of, and some people might say angels are too. So like,
yeah.
So demons and angels, ain't it all like kind of the same, but not really? I'm just saying.
Yeah. So you all let us know about that as well, because I would love to hear your opinion about that, because I gave me pause. So I'm just going to embrace it. If it's a story, I just say, I'm not going to read that story, but it might be the next one I might be into.
The horror romance. What got me? So what's the other one? The monsters.
Yeah, now that's when I said, no, I don't read monsters. But then it depends on whose opinion. So what do you say?
I I think I do read monsters. I mean, I think I do because I don't know. I think I do read not monsters where the aliens and whatnot because I didn't even know that was a trope. You know, the with the
Right.
aliens. I didn't know that until we was in Chicago, and I was interviewing Miss Bev, and Bev was like, "Yeah, they got the tentacle monsters sticking in every hole," and I'm like, "Girl, I know you effing lying. Like what?" And
I
so
remember that conversation.
you remember that? I couldn't say that to her, but I was just like, Bev, that's not true. She's like, no, it's true. And then I found out that it is true. Now, but, okay, we in the safe zone, right, y'all? In the chat, are we all in the same zone? The same zone.
Wait, Mama Tony says some characters are monsters, and that is true.
That is true.
That is true.
And so I was like, looking at it in porn is different.
Wait a minute, you done went to a whole different level with this.
I'm trying to get my life together. Because I'm like, Shay, looking at it in porn is different than reading about it in a love story. And so I'm all kinds of mixed up now. I'm like, do I like it or do I don't? I don't know. Or is it the author? You know what I'm saying? That makes, like last week we talked about Nikki J and the dubious consent. So maybe it's how the author write it, maybe?
I think it does. I think it's going to be a combination of things when people actually sit down and think about this a little bit closer. So it is definitely could be the writing, right? It could be that author that you follow and he or she is just that one click for you, right? And so you're just going to click it. And then before you know it, you a third into the book and you're reading something that maybe this author didn't write before. It could be that. And then you might find out you like it. But then it's also, too, a big thing it is the categories that they put their writing into, too.
This is true. This is true. Yeah, Renata says, the writing for me, time is short and my time is precious. I know you're right, girl. I know that's right. So if the story doesn't keep me engaged, I will move on. I love good writing, just like a good conversation. That's what I'm talking about, Renata.
Yeah, I can get with that.
Yeah, Renata. I love when Renata make her comments too, because you have like the regular book influencers and book reviewers or whatnot, but when you have a book reader that for a fact they read these books, they're able to kind of dissect this thing for you. And we already know Mama Tony just said some characters are monsters, honey. This is true. This is true. But what y'all? I mean, do you guys read though, like monster romance, like What y'all think?
And if you haven't read it, would you read it?
Would you read it? Hey, Dashia. Is it Dashia? Hey, baby. Thanks for coming on a YouTube member for us. We appreciate you, baby. Thanks for joining our family. Would you guys read monster romance? All right. So that's one of the tropes that's just doing right now. Horror romance. The authors that's in the building: Iris Boland, Donna Hill. Hey y'all, hey, Brenda Jackson is in the building too. She just checked in. New York Times USA Today's best-selling author, Brenda Jackson. Would you write a horror romance or a monster romance?
Mm-hmm.
Would you write a horror romance or a monster romance? That's a good question. We're gonna ask Sharon about that too. Would she write one? So Midnight. Another thing is what you saying? I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say Ryder though says she love a good vampire story. I'm with you. Miss Arthur Rowdy Ruski says I love a good monster romance. Okay. So guys, do you write it though? If you write it, let's follow this author. So let's see if she's going to wet our monster palette, y'all.
Oh look, that's Rowdy Rooksy, y'all. Rowdy Rooksy, she is an up and coming. No, she's already written books, man, and she's already off the chain. So make sure you go to everywhere to follow her. That's Rowdy Rooksy. She's already, man, I'm telling you, she's the one to look out for. Donna Hill says, I love a good vampire story.
Yeah.
Okay, a good vampire story, but is that considered a monster story though? Would
So
that
I
be
looked a
considered
little,
a
yeah, I looked a little bit deeper into it, right? When I had my epiphany, and vampires was on the list. That's why I had to hold my tongue. Because I love me a good vampire story, honey.
yeah, because you was really on some. I don't rate that shit.
And then,
This
and then I was like,
vampire.
hold up, wait a minute.
Yes, you had to hold up and wait a whole minute, ma'am. Okay, so Iris Bowling says, "I write the story. If a monster two shows up, so be it."
And this is true for Iris. Very true for Iris.
Very true for Iris. Okay, cool. You know we got somebody that's coming to the stage for us right now. Let's see. LaShawn is in the building. LaShawn, how you doing, darling? Unmute your mic.
Good
Morning,
morning.
morning.
Good
Good
Hey,
morning. Good
hey.
morning.
morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We are good. We are good. So, welcome to Love Lives and Bestsellers. Let us know are you coming on to answer the question for the day, or are you going to talk about you reading and loving on horror and monsters?
I'm coming to listen to the conversation.
Okay, okay. All right. Well, you're in the conversation right now, girl. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You-
So, what's more important than Miss LaShawn? The writing, the genre, or the. Do you have the poll? Can you guys see the poll?
no, I took the poll down because they said I
Okay.
misspelled the shit. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Why
So answer
can't
the
I see
question.
y'all?
That's because we just talking. Y'all
Because
don't
you
need to see
clicked
us.
on the wrong link, LaShawn. You clicked on the link that will bring you into the show, and not the link that you can just listen to the show.
I clicked on both. I went to YouTube and I went to Streamline. And I couldn't
Okay.
Gotcha.
see either
Do
way. I couldn't comment on YouTube.
Oh, you couldn't. See,
okay.
maybe you need to log in, or we're
I
on Facebook as
did.
well. You did, girl.
I
Well, listen.
did.
Well, listen. You got us now. You're live and you're on the show. So, girl, comment. What's up, boo?
Nothing. I wanted to see what y'all was talking about.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, Minnie's gonna send the regular YouTube
Yeah.
link, and
I'm,
it's all audio. It's all audio. I know
Okay.
you want to see our pretty faces, but it's
Yes.
all audio, boo.
Okay.
All
okay.
right. Do you
It's
want to
coming
come
at
out?
you, LaShawn.
Yeah, while we got you on though, LaShawn, do you want to comment on the question for the day?
Which is what?
Let me see here. Midnight, what's the question
What
for the day? Let's get
what
LaShawn in here real quick.
yeah. What's more important? The writing, the genre, or the author's overall brand?
What matters more in romance today? Yes, the writing, the trope, or the author's overall brand.
The writing.
You think it's the writing?
Yes.
Okay, so it don't matter
Okay.
what the trope is, right? As long as the
Doesn't matter
writing.
what the book is because you can write different tropes and I'll still read it. I could get into it if the writing's good.
Okay, all right, that's what's up.
Mm,
All right,
okay.
JB. All right, LaShawn. Midnight sending you the link, and yeah, so we'll see you in the chat in a few minutes, boo.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. I love our
Uh,
people. I love our people. Yes. All right. Good morning,
okay.
JB. JB says she's checking in here on YouTube. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. And that's how it works, y'all. If we sent the StreamYard link as well. So if you want to be a part of the show, you just click on the StreamYard link and we'll bring you up just like we did with LaShawn. And you just give us, you talk to us and tell us what you think either about our question for the day or about anything that we are talking about for today. All right. Y'all got that? I love it. Let's see. Renata says, I love reading a monster romance like, oh, I love the Lycans. I absolutely love the
Oh
Lycans.
yes, yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
girl.
See,
Yes.
we were already reading this stuff and didn't even know it had a name to it.
Yes, I love the Lycans or wolves if they are changing back and forth between monster and human. I think the human aspect connects me more to the emotions in the story. That's just like what's the one Twilight.
Yeah,
Twilight, yeah, Twilight was such a big one because everyone, man, tell you, it was amazing. Twilight
yeah.
was amazing. So yeah, so okay, so those are the tropes, the monsters, and another trope that people are loving too right now, midnight, that is like coming back, is resurgent, is that soft black love. Soft black love. What do you think about that?
Yeah, and also along with that is your small town romance, which they say it's making a comeback, which I didn't even think it went away because I've
But
always loved me some small town.
right, but what is soft black love?
Is that like your sweet romance?
I thought so, but I don't know. What is soft black love for the authors in the building? Because I was like, is it sweet romance? Is it like, is it a slow burn? What exactly is soft black love? That was my first time hearing about it, but I was
Mm.
already down the rabbit hole with the horror romance and Midnight's Epiphanies. So
So you figure why not just throw some more coals on the fire?
exactly. I was like, why not? So what is a soft black love? Big ups to everybody over Instagram checking us out. Hey y'all, hey, in our Facebook world. Hey y'all, hey, what's going on over there? Soft black love. You guys also able to comment and just let us know. Yeah, soft black love. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I mean, is that like soft porn? I don't know. But they said it's making a comeback. It's resurging and is here to stay. So who knew? How about that? Who knew? All right, Minna, let's go over into our publishing world.
Ooh.
Yes, I'll go into the publishing world. All right, so let's see new releases this week. What happened? Who had new release come out this week? Let's see here. Hold on. I got a couple. That I was like real excited about. New releases this week. Okay, so in Audible, Midnight, we had new Audible releases this week. We had
Right.
yes, Mr. Josh Wood. Yes.
Yep.
Josh Wood has a new release. It's Audible audio. Love and Translation. So Love and Translation came out this week by Josh Wood. I mean, now you read that book, so now you can hear it on Audible.
Did. I can.
Yeah, now you can get it on Audible. Vanessa Riley's book came out in audio this week. It was Murder in Berkeley Square. Murder in Berkeley Square. You know what? I have that book on my shelf and I need to read it. And I'm always looking at it because I love the cover. The cover is just so pretty to me. But I have to read it. But now I can just listen to it. So those are the two, Audible releases that we have this week. And if you know of another one that came out, hey, just let us know. Just drop it in the chat below and we will be gladly to shout it out. But right now, Josh Wood at new release Love and Translation, which was absolutely wonderful, and Vanessa Riley's Murder in Berkeley Square. Murder in Berkeley Square. And if you're in Atlanta right now at the Kanye's Book Festival, Vanessa goes on at 1 p.m. So 1 p.m. you can check her out. She's at the Kanye's Book Festival along with Miss Bev is there too in Kanye's, Georgia. So y'all go over there and check them out today. I'm here. It's big fun. All right, Midnight. Other new book releases.
Book releases. We got Tina Martin's Millionaires Arrangement, and B Love also has Ali the author. That one kind of sparked my interest. I might have to check that one out. In fact, I am going to check that one out. And also Her Substitute Husband by Sylvia Hubbard. Another good one to check out. And then we also have Casey. I'm going to mess up her name. Crown.
Yes.
The Nanny Contract. And honey, if y'all go and check her out on Amazon, check out them covers. Yeah.
Baby, she got the Silver Fox Daddies, honey. The Silver Fox Daddies. That's that Casey Crown, honey. I love it. So you said, let's see, Tina Martin, that's the Alexanders, right? The new series?
That's the Alexanders, yeah.
Okay.
So she's got a whole little series going on there.
I love it. Yeah, make sure you cop Beloved Ali, the author. Beloved, let me tell you, Beloved she writes all day, every day. Like, I love it. Yeah, she's like, girl, I gotta get these books out. They be in my head, and I need to get them out on this paper. And we love her for that. So make sure you guys go and check that out. And if there's a new release that we missed, that you're like, hey, y'all need to, shout this out because people need to hear about it. Please let us know. All right, let us know. All right, let's go over here some more industry news. Midnight. Let's see here. Paramount Midnight returns to book publishing. That's right. This year, Paramount will launch a book publishing arm for its IP properties and original stories. Paramount Global Publishing will publish books for all ages in print, audio and ebook formats in the US and Canada, with plans to expand to other markets in the future. According to the press release, they have not yet announced a distribution partner for their titles, and the studio will continue its licensing strategy with other publishers. How about that?
Mm.
The book division will be led by Amy Jariso as head of global publishing. Reporting to products and experiences, President Josh Silverman. Josh Silverman been there forever. Jariso was previously in leadership roles at Paragon and at Lego. What do you think about that? Paramount is returning to this book publishing. I wonder who they're going to distribute through, though.
Yeah, that's gonna be something to watch.
It's gonna be something to watch. Paramount, they spent about as long without a publishing company as it did. They was trying to sell Simon and Schuster, and so they began the sales process in 2020, and they finally completed it in October 2023 after they had the whole antitrust trial and whatnot, and so they're getting back into it now. Interesting.
Mm.
Paramount
Mm.
versus the book publishing. Okay, authors, what y'all feel about that? What y'all thinking? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see about
Yeah,
that. Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna have
hopefully,
to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see how it pans out.
yeah, I mean, because it's we're a lot of things now. We're trying to get these books into movies. So now that Paramount, maybe they would just venture off more outside of their IP and try to acquire more. Shoot, maybe we should pitch a romance division. You know what I'm saying? So where they just
Yeah,
getting a bunch of romance authors and getting their books and turning it into movies.
I mean, now that we got the monster romance, I feel like you know what, everybody could be satisfied in your reading.
Everybody will be satisfied. That's right. Rowdy said, "Hope they parlay that into some books to film." Yeah, you know what? If I was over a film industry like that, it makes perfectly good sense. Because if you think about all, besides, let's take away Marvel and take away, all the, maybe even Disney. And you think about it, the core movies that are bestsellers are romance, or they have a romantic element. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but and then Donna Hill brings up a good point. Are they gonna gatekeep? And that's always a thing.
And that's the thing. That was the other thing. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that because, yeah, are they going to gatekeep? Will they branch out, or will they be like, okay, it's just for the key people? Hmm. That's something to keep
Mhm.
an eye on. That's something, yeah, that would be another thing to keep an eye on. And also keeping an eye on, speaking of film rights, USA Today's bestseller author Leah James, her novel Escorting the Billionaire, in which a billionaire hires an escort as a fake date for his brother's society wedding, it was picked up. It was sent over to Molly Cusack. Molly is getting down, honey. She's at Real Shorts, so the vertical films or whatnot. So, big ups to Leah James for getting a deal there. Congratulations to you,
Yeah,
escorting the
congrats. Yeah.
billionaire. I like that, girl. When I be looking at the whole, because I like those verticals, whatever. I used to watch them a long time ago with the Korean, the K-pops and whatnot. And that's all they had, like the short dramas. And so, but now everything is like billionaire this and millionaire that. And
Hmm.
her for doing that, escorting the millionaire. All right, let's see who else had
Yeah.
deals this week.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Wait, let me see. Miss Mama Tony says the analyst in the All Star by Mel Walker dropped on Thursday. Congrats, y'all.
Congrats, Mel. Oh my
Check
God,
that
I love
out.
Mel
Yep.
Walker.
Yep.
I love Mel Walker. I think I saw, let me see. Yeah. Okay, the analyst and the All Star by Mel Walker dropped on Thursday. Is that two different books? There's one book. It's one book, right? Just one
Yeah, I
story?
think it's one book.
The Analyst and the All Star by Mel Walker. All right, I love Mel. Mel is awesome. Mel, yeah, we love Mel. Mel is absolutely awesome. Make sure you go and check that book out. Let's see. Rowdy says they're already a huge built-in audience for romance. The girl he woke, what? The girl he would eat it up. Yeah, exactly. They would eat it up. Everything. So hopefully, like Donna Hill said, it just mm, hopefully
Mm.
they won't gatekeep. It would make sense not to gatekeep. Like, man, come on, think about it.
Yeah, but we're talking about people, and they're yeah.
We'll talk about people and what?
It would make sense not to gatekeep, but do people do the sensible thing?
Mm, well, you don't know.
That's what I say. We have to watch it. We just have to watch.
We do have to watch.
I wanted to cut in here. If you guys are in the Milwaukee area, in the Midwest Milwaukee area, at the Well-Read Damsel the bookstore, romance bookstore, Danielle Allen is visiting there, having a discussion and signing books. So if you're in that area, check her out.
Hey Danielle, is today or when is it?
It's today. Yes, today.
All right, Milwaukee. If you're in Milwaukee, go check Miss Danielle Allen out.
No, I'm sorry, not today. I'm so sorry. It's the 28th. It's the 28th.
We need to get together. These folks putting their clothes on by the head in Milwaukee, and you giving them the wrong date.
It is the 28th, April 28th.
Well, we'll announce it again in a few when we go on the scene, when we tell you where you need to be for this week and next weekend, and we try to. I don't know, because we want to give people time enough to be able to buy the tickets and things of that nature. And so many of these conferences, these festivals, midnight are already sold out, girl. I'd be like, honey, y'all, they be opening registration too quick for me, honey.
But what I do notice though too is you have your book events too, your kind of larger book events or conferences, but then you also have authors that are doing book tours, and they are popping up at bookstores, and so those are kind of easy to navigate if they're in your area.
This is true. All right, let's see. Speaking of books, let's go back to our deals for the week. Let's see who got some deals out here so we can congratulate. Author of Toxic, Nicole Blanchard, and author of Raymond and Julieta. How about that? It's a dark romance, and it was pitched as a millennial misery meets Lights Out. Millennial misery meets Lights Out, in which a BookTok influencer kidnaps her favorite author to force the long-delayed final installment, only to have the tables turn when the author's vengeful ex, an eerie dead ringer of the Phantom's beloved book boyfriend, takes her captive to script his own ending. Child.
I can see that happening in real life.
In real life,
I can see that happening because some people, listen, they be like, when they reading the series and they want that next episode, yeah, I can see that. But it's good to read it in the book or see it in the movie. It's not real life though.
Yeah, well, we're about to read it because she got a deal. So they gave her a deal over at AKA Story. It went to Kate Roddy over there. What's up, Kate? And it's a 3-book deal. So we go check it out. We'll be looking for that. Miss Nicole Blanchard, honey, author of Toxic. Also in news, let's see, Jesse Wilder's Hide and Seek. It got picked up. Actually for a film deal. It's about a hacker trying to start a new life as a romance bookshop owner and the assassin who's loved her from afar and is dedicated to protecting her without her knowledge. Okay. Yeah, it gives you that Mr. and Mrs. Smith vibe. Like, they pitched it as You've Got Mail meets Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I guess. Yeah. All right. At least we know what. At least we know what they're looking for out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then we have authors of Battles of the Bookstores, Alison Hammer and Bridget Godfrey. They're writing as Allie Brady's Love at First Draft, about a renowned thriller author with writer's block and a struggling romance writer who are forced to team up to co-write a book after the fictional characters start mysteriously appearing in each other's manuscript. So, that went to Source Books in Casablanca. Big ups to Holly Ingram over there. She copped that and got it in a good deal, 2-book deal for that. So that might be interesting when it comes out.
Yeah, that one does sound kind of interesting.
Yeah. I'm starting to see a pattern here, though. Do you see a pattern here? It's all about, authors doing things, and you know what I mean? I don't know. Starting to see a pattern here a little bit, Midnight. What you think?
I don't know. I'm looking at this one here too. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a pattern. I mean, it just shows what we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, is that Romance is just so many different facets of it. Like you can mix up all type of ingredients and come out with a pretty good book.
Yeah. So what we read so far, you guys, you think you guys want to check that out? I think a couple of them I might want to check out,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. It seemed like it might be a good thing. And of course, let's see, Romanticy, because we talked about that
Yeah.
last week. Romanticy, Sheila Madison's The Poisoned Daughter, originally self-published standalone dark romanticy, in which a woman whose poison lips can kill with a kiss meets the man who just won't die. And that happens to, be her person. So it's like he just won't die. You keep kissing him, but just won't die. I got deja vu though, because
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
I ain't gonna, I'm gonna wait till we get a couple more episodes on down the road. But I got a little deja vu with this one. I don't know.
But that one does sound like it'd be good on the screen.
I see. I feel like I've seen it before though already. I don't know. We might need to send that one through
the AI. Send it to our AI consultant.
We might need to send that one. No, hey, what's the guy who felt that it was his responsibility with Mia Ballard? Where he at? Because I don't know. I feel like this one I've been done before.
Yeah.
I feel like I've looked at it, I've read it, I watched it a couple of times. I don't know. It may be one of those things where they say they're putting a twist on it. I don't know, but it's okay, y'all. All right, everybody. Let's see. Going back to our question for today. Our question for today. We need you to answer. Answer our questions for today. And is Midnight. What matters more in romance today? The writing, the trope, or the author's overall brand? Overall brand. Y'all let us know what y'all think. Midnight. Going back to a little publishing tea. Harlequin. What's going on with the historical romance over there?
Yeah, they about to take they about to drop the historical romance. And I don't know how I feel about that, but I do have a question though. Okay. So you guys can answer this for me. So if Harlequin decides to drop the historical romance, those authors who are writing historical romance, do they automatically get their rights back?
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Do they though?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, because
it's not like they walked in and said, "I don't want to write for you no more."
Huh?
That makes sense. I can't publish you no more.
This is true, but they already have their books that they've already published, right? So it's like, I got your book already, but yeah, will they continue to push the historical romances that they already have?
And and if they're not, because they don't have that division anymore, that's not their vision anymore, then an author can take their rights back and maybe do something different with them. Maybe they want to add something. Maybe they want to change it up a little bit.
Donna Hill says, not as long as the book is in print. So if the book goes out of print, does it depend on your contract?
Or the sales?
Well, if it stops selling, well, wait a minute. This is crazy. And where do those other authors go? Like when you lay people off, do you find them just because you close your department? Do you find them somewhere else to go, or do you automatically just put them on a different imprint, or you just asked out? Like you write historicals, it's time for you to move, and you have to find now another home.
Well, when Kamani closed up, some authors. They did offer them some authors on another imprint. So I don't know.
Did they?
We don't know. I think, some of them went to that special edition imprint or something. There wasn't a whole lot of them, but it was a select few.
A select few that went to the special edition.
That at least that I can say I knew about.
Interesting. Huh. That's crazy there. I don't know. And why would they close? Are people not buying historicals anymore?
Well, of course, that is what they will say in the beginning. But I think it's more than just that. I think it's more than it's just that. We need to dive a little bit deeper into that and just see.
What do you think?
Well, I think they will say that it's not.
I'm just saying we can't say get your thoughts together over there, because it reminds me of the author who said that she was discriminated against because she didn't get any arcs, and we're like, girl, everything ain't discrimination, so we can't say that this is discrimination, because you know what I'm saying, it's not that many Black authors that I know of, and of course I have authors in the chat, just get me together if I'm wrong, that write historical romance. What do you think? I mean, I can only name about a good 3 of them. I'm just saying. Of course, Miss Bev is the person that comes to mind, and Vanessa Riley, Patricia Vaughn. But when she was doing it, she wrote historical. Everyone else, I think, write period pieces. And is that considered historical? Like, what is considered historical? Is there a time? Like. When can you say my book is historical?
Yeah, and that's another thing
about what you doing, Mom?
Yes, so that's another thing that we're talking about now with all of the different aspects of romance. It's just how they categorize it. So they might categorize it as historical, and some will be period pieces, because like you and I talk, I like historical romance, but you said you rather have period pieces. That's your thing. So to me,
you be wanting me to read my old slave memoirs and shit. Like,
it's not.
I don't want to read that. I told you I had to be in the mood for the struggle. So is that considered?
That's what I'm saying. Is it considered historical? Because period pieces is historical. So I don't know. It's how you classify it. But Sharon C. Cooper says that you don't automatically get your rights back. Like with the Kamani thing, you have to request them, so you don't automatically get them back. So I think it's maybe a conversation. So Donna Hill said,
sometimes you get.
Yeah.
Your mic going in and out. She says, Donna Hill says, I got moved to special edition. So she got moved. It just, like you said, depends on who it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got moved to special edition. So Mama Tony says, because we're writing more historicals. I get it. Now you said Sharon C. Cooper said that you don't necessarily get your rights back?
The rights back. She said with the Kabani thing, which is kind of similar to this, she said she didn't automatically get the rights back. They had to request them. So, and it's probably one of those things where individual case basis, like Ms. Donna said, that if they're still selling them, they probably won't. But
because if you are good and you're making the money, if you're good and you're making the money, you know what I'm saying? I can get that. But it's almost like if you didn't live up to the contract that I signed to be, well, I guess, I don't know, because if they fulfill the contract that they signed for that particular book, its imprint is, it's still selling. We're still pushing it. We just didn't renew your contract because we're no longer doing this type of genre. Would it give you a chance to write something else though? I wonder. Or would some of them just move you like they did with Donna? I think they moved Brenda Jackson too. Well, she didn't write the story. When we talking about when she closed the line, when they closed the line.
Yeah, I think it's individual case basis too with that.
Individual case basis, and I still need to know what is a freaking historical romance. Let's go to the chat real quick. Daisha's mom. Hey, Daisha's mom. She says, to answer the question of the day, the writing for her. I don't care what genre or trope you write. If the writing is not there, she ain't there either. I know that's right, honey.
I love that.
You know what? I Yeah, I'm with you on that. It has to be the writer. Now, some authors, because if they're friends of the family or whatnot, something like that, then I'll read it because you have to.
Hmm.
But I'd be like, girl, I don't know, you must didn't take a good edible that day. You took something else. Like this ain't it. This is not it. Donna Hill says that's how they keep you from getting your rights back by saying books are still available.
Hmm.
Ooh. Yeah, and then Brenda Jackson, of course, echo it's a money thing. Huh. So they just that's pimping. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you get, it's almost like you get laid off with no severance pay, and they're still using the product of what you've built or something like that. But you no longer get there. And they're still using your product, but you get no. Well, you still get royalties, I guess, but that sucks.
Yeah.
But what's
I,
considered historical midnight?
that's a cool, good question.
Bev is at work right now. She's at the.
Yeah, she's at work, and and that's my go-to for that. Even though I think Vanessa Riley writes it, but then we got some authors that are starting to write a little bit more what we consider historicals because I don't know, because it's modern, because they're writing about people in the past, like let's see, Vanessa Miller wrote about the Oklahoma Oklahoma bombing, which was a good story. But it's history that they're retelling history. So is that considered historical?
Donna Hill says historical is typically 50 years before the writing of the novel.
Okay, that's easy
Oh,
enough to figure out. Yeah.
huh.
So
So
then
period.
that means your period pieces is considered historical.
And what's the difference between okay? And then Mama Tony says historical romance is where love is the main focus, as long as it's before World War II.
Mm.
Dang, that's a long time. I can't. And
Mm.
then the Regencies are just
Oh,
what the ones
yeah.
that are over in Europe, somewhere in the UK. You
Yeah, but
saying?
by definition, isn't it still considered historical?
Well, yeah, that would be historical too. I guess within
Yeah.
historical, yeah, it seems like it's different genres within historical.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That makes sense.
every genre has subgenres, and yeah. So wait,
which is
so
which is
wait.
what which is why this is going to live on forever.
Hmm. Yeah. But I wonder why they got rid of it though. Because they don't. Why? Huh?
What?
You guys in the chat, tell us why y'all think that it's a genre. Yeah, that's right. It's a genre. Tell us why y'all think that Harlequin is getting rid of historical romance. Why do you think Harlequin is getting rid of historical romance? I mean, do you think it's not selling as much, or you got the same people writing it?
Well, that can't be because like you can everybody puts their own spin on it, but I think it says Harlequin's choice reflects broader, and this is just a caption of what I'm reading on the Romance Studio. Says Harlequin's choice reflects broader shifts in the publishing landscapes, where the formula-driven imprints and category lines increasingly contend with evolving reader tastes and digital-first reading behaviors. Whether this signals a broader decline or a reconfiguration of how historical romance is published remains to be seen, but for many, it marks the end of the beloved era of romance publishing.
So basically, it's not
Uh,
selling.
that's what they're saying, which is what I say. They always say.
But I
However,
mean,
in this,
think about it though, Midnight, because come on, think about it. How many, just you yourself, and I know me, I don't I don't read historical. I read some. I love period pieces. I found that out about myself the other day. I read a good period piece. I love it. Like we have the legends in the building. Donna Hill has a book coming up, Nola and Baldwin.
Right.
And yeah, and so hey, I'm all I read I love. I'm like, okay, I can read this. This is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I and I read, of course, Miss Bev's book because it just seems so different. Like I have to be reminded that it's a historical. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so I think that goes back to almost our question of the day is the writing for me. But how
Mm-hmm.
many people, just think about it. How many historicals have you read and how many people the historicals that you tried to read, you're like, this is just too confusing. Because I've read a book, I ain't gonna say the name, not yet. And I'm like, what the hell is she talking about? I I can't follow. I don't understand. This don't make sense. Everybody can't write historical. And maybe they're
That
just tired of
is
the
true.
same people. Right.
Well, okay, so maybe it is, maybe they are not capturing historical romance writers, but there are romance writers that are out there up under different imprints, different publishing companies, and then you got those ones that are self-publishing. So maybe it's just they're not being captured by Harlequin, but
Who
they're,
is publishing, self-publishing a historical romance?
I mean, they could be. I don't know anyone that has self-published one, but I mean, if you're a self-published author and you want to write a historical romance, why not?
Brenda Jackson said, yes, there are different genres within historicals. Mama Tony said you have to consider the setting, characters, plot, and themes, but it has to be well written. It has to be well written. And I just don't feel like I see the same names writing historical. I don't see nothing new. These girls out here writing horror romance. They out here got aliens fucking each other. I don't see nobody going back to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Julie Garwood. Renata says Julie Garwood. She was one. Was an
Yes,
excellent. She did
she
write good
was.
romance. Yeah.
Yeah, Julie Garwood was excellent in that. But that's what I'm saying. It's all the old school girls. Like, and the only other old school girl I think that's still writing is Miss Bev. But even now, I mean, she got some coming up, but she's into contemporary too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What y'all think? Y'all still write? Do y'all still read historicals? What y'all think about historicals? Should we just be like, you know what? It's in the history. Let it be, and concentrate on period pieces, or
No,
should
I wouldn't think so, Shay, because sometimes you need a little good history to figure out where you're going. Because
it's romance? What the hell you gonna tell me where I'm going?
but
Be-
but
from
but
a
it's
historical
it's not
romance.
all just romance. Sometimes you have situations in there. Got little nuggets in the reading. Got to pick out the little nuggets in the reading.
Hmm. Maybe you know what? I digress. Sarah McLean. Sarah McLean. I read a couple of her books, and I was captured. I was good on that. I
Okay,
read a couple.
what captured you about that?
It was the writing. She had one series. I was like, oh my god. I think there was a brothel or something. I think it was like it was old school. It was historical.
Okay.
I think it was like the head of the lady who ran the brothel, so it told that story. You know what I'm saying? So it was different, and I was like, oh okay, because we just used to the regular romance in historicals, but for that it had a different twist on it. So I like that. And I've read one. I can't remember what book it was of Vanessa Riley's, but it was a mystery. So that
Hmm.
yeah, I read that a little bit. Sometimes I can't follow Vanessa Riley, and she's my girl. She know I love her to death, but she is so smart. And sometimes it comes through in her writing, and I'll be like, "Girl, what does this mean?" I had to go and look it up, honey. I had to go and look it up, girl. I'd be like, "Honey, all your engineering degree just came out on this page, and I gotta go and get everything." JB says, "I love the historical stories." Okay, JB girl.
Yeah, I'm with her. I like me a good historical too.
Okay. Brenda says, when I first began reading romance, I started with with wait a minute. I started out with historical romance versus contemporary romance. And of course, Donna Hill says, yes, me too, Brenda. So y'all just started with reading it. Well, I guess I don't know. What did I start with? I started with contemporary and then I ventured off into historical. Because I because it was always the BJs in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So then I was like,
Mhm.
okay, and then Brenda, okay, then you have things. And then it was so funny because when you're picking up books and now that we're in this world and we meet all these people, I was listening to a podcast. Big up to the girls over there in the lit library. And they was interviewing Donna Hill, right? And they went to her first book. And I was like, I read that book when I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? The book is like 35 years old. And I was like, I read that book a long time ago. And then you start remembering, oh man, now you see these people. You're like, I read this book so long ago that you just, I don't know. It's crazy. So then you realize, maybe you did start with hystericals from Beverly Jenkins or just, a regular period piece or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so we go see. Let's see what they say. What they saying over here in this old chat, honey. They read historical. They hitting me up with big letters like, no, Shay, stop it. Daisha says, I think there is a shift in what readers are reading. People like to read what they experience or fantasize about experiencing.
True, true, true.
Mm, this is true.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody fantasizing about sleeping with no with no Duke of Earl. She also says, I think the majority of the key demographic of readers ages 18 to 49 are leaning more towards contemporary romance, dark romance, fantasy romance, etc. Yes, Deja, and they're also
Yeah.
going towards horror and sleeping with aliens and stuff.
Hmm.
I read one book, I was like, I get on this alien spaceship and let him do some things to me, baby. I was like, what? I'm just saying. I had to put that book down. I ain't gonna even hold you midnight. I scratched that author off my list because I'm like, she gonna have me. She had me dreaming some awful dreams that night, baby. Mm-mm.
Well, we
Yeah.
have to talk about that offline and see what it is. So I might gotta dip my little toe in there and see if I can hang.
Girl, I'm trying to tell you, I'm just girl. I said this thing here got me feeling some type of way, and I was all in my feelings. Donna Hill says back then that was what was available. Oh, only historical was available back then, huh? All right, I
Well, I
love it.
think if you go with you write what you know, maybe that's what uh, most Black authors were writing at that time.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Let's see here. Okay, let's go into. All right, so Brenda Jackson said it's the love story that should capture you, regardless of whether it's historical or contemporary. You know what? That makes sense. That makes sense.
Hmm.
And some of them you do. Like I said, one of my Bell's book. I'm like, I couldn't even, that it was I couldn't even really tell. Well, I could, but you know what I'm saying. I was caught up in the love story, Galen story, that I was like, when is this historical? What is this? JB says I started with historical too. Back in the day, it was white authors. My first was Kathleen Woodowitz. Yes, of course, Donna Hill echoed that. The flames and the flower. I like the flames and the flower. I reread that book. I read it because, honey, I be hanging with the legends and baby, they kept talking about the flame and the flower and Roy and Shayna and all that. It was just like, okay, I love it. Yes, Shayna was best. Donna says back then there was no black authors getting published in romance. Period. Really? Because let's see, who was the first one? Was it what's her name? I about to say Ida B. Wells. No, I'm sorry. Rosalind Entwine Destinies. I cannot believe I don't remember her name right now. Rosalind Wells is what she wrote as Entwine Destinies. I'm gonna have to wake the grandmama up real quick. Let's see. All right, she says, "Me too." JB, Kathleen Woodowitz is one of my historical sheroes. I fell in love with Rourke Buchanan in Shayna and Brandon Birmingham in The Flame and the Flower. Huh.
Mm.
Rowdy said, "You'll be surprised. It's doable." What's doable? Doing a historical? Mama Tony said, "I started with Mandingo series by Cal Onstaff." Mandingo. Was that after the movie Mandingo? Elsa B. Washington. Thank you. Thank you. I was like, I couldn't remember that lady name to save my life. I'm like, who the hell is that? Yes, she named her son Brandon after Brandon Birmingham. I was like, you know what, I'm running. Get it together over there. Hey, Miss Velva. Miss Velva's in the building. I remember Kathleen Woodowitz. I used to read my mom's books. Okay. All right, Kathleen. Now, I read Kathleen Woodowitz's book. Those two, Flame and Flower and Shayna, and those were absolutely good books. Those were good books. So, all right. So y'all telling me that historical romance is still where it's at. People are still reading historical romance. That's what y'all saying. All right.
Well, if they wasn't, they got a lot of good stories they can find.
But they're old school stories though. Like, what new school person is, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I need to go over there in the BookTok world and see what the girls are over there. Who's historical over here? Because I'm seeing the same authors back to back writing historical. I'm seeing more writing period pieces, like Victoria Christopher Murray. She wrote a period piece. Tiffany Warren just write one.
Yep.
So you got Tiffany Warren. I feel like Rashonda Tate wrote one.
Yep. But the question is that does it still fall up under? It still falls up under.
Not if we go with.
Well, no, not if we go with the not 50 years, maybe 50. Not. Okay.
Yeah, so those would be considered period pieces, though. I'm thinking.
Okay, I see it. I got it.
Yeah. Because think of period pieces. All right, let's
that
see
would be
here.
The same thing for might be the same thing for Vanessa Miller too, and so she wrote what she writes too. I don't know so though. That might be 50 years.
She has a book out now. Vanessa Miller has a book out now.
No, it's out, but it's not a new release.
Okay, but it's a period.
Yeah, it's a period piece.
Right, and then we talked about Donna Hill's Nola and Baldwin. That's a period piece too. And that took me down a whole rabbit hole with
oh my god, that story is
all that stuff. So that took me down. But that'll be out November the 10th. So y'all make sure y'all go cop that. Let's see. Deja's mom says also from a business perspective, if we're looking at financials, it takes more time to verify historical references and editing for accuracy, and time is money, and the interest has to justify that. Ooh.
Now that makes a lot of sense there. Yeah, when you think about it, because if we say it's all about money, then that would be the thing. And authors who write historicals, they will tell you that they definitely have to fact check everything, because they have some readers that will come for them if they do not write it correctly.
That is true. JB says you would not find any new authors. These books are time consuming to write. Miss Bev only writes 1, maybe 2 books a year. This is true.
Okay.
This is true. Yeah. When you have the research, and you have to really, really research. You know what I'm saying? AI is not for researching. It only goes back a few years. Okay, so you have to really go to the library, in which my slick partner told me last night that people still have library cards, and I was in awe because I did not know. She was like, I keep up with my debit card and my library card. I was like,
I think you better know it.
I was like, I haven't been to the library in years. I think the last library I was at was here in Boston when Miss Bev had, when we had an event with her over there. I was like, I don't know. So, all right, that's
Well,
true.
you don't have to actually physically go to the libraries anymore because now they have digital ways, but you still need to have a valid library card in order to get your Libby, your Overdrive, your what is the other one? It's another one. Overdrive in
Hoopla. Is it
Hoopla,
hoopla?
Hoopla. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I get it. All right, cool. So we need some more. It is consuming, but maybe if we just on period pieces, it would be better. So Ms. Brenda says, Shay, you need to check out The Wolf and the Dove and Ashes in the Wind by Kathleen Wood. I'm gonna have to because
Yeah.
there ain't nobody writing no new stuff. So I gotta go back old school. Velvet says, I remember a book I read where there was a romance between a Native American man and a white woman captured by them during a war. I don't remember the name of the author. So it was a Native American man and a white woman captured
Mm,
by during war. Ooh. Was it good,
yes.
Velvet? That sounds a little intriguing there.
Now here's where your library card might come into play.
Weird to look the story up.
Hmm.
Well, I need to use your library card. Can I get one online? I need I need to borrow some of my library. But you know what? Hold on, no, I don't. Look, we'll tell all her business. Donna Hill is the executive director of the Center for Black Literature at Medgar Evers College. So I'm just gonna go up there and I need to get something at the library, Miss Donna. Thank you. I need to speak.
Look, you going over there with your little tote bag and show your little library card and get all your little books. Come back in 2 weeks.
Okay, I need to do that. I need to do that. Donna Hill agreed. What up, brother? Let's see. Was it Mildred Riley? Huh?
Let's see if
Hey,
Velvet's she gonna confirm.
Velvet, think about that thing. Was it Mildred Riley? Oh, I got listen. I got the legends and the historians on this morning, honey. They getting us all the way
Mhm.
together. And speaking of getting us all the way together, coming up in a few minutes, we're gonna bring up USA Today's bestselling author, Miss Sharon C. Cooper. She's in the hot seat this morning, honey. She's in the hot seat this morning. Then, of course, after that, we gotta get into the messiness of the romance world, honey. We say it ain't the best for last, but we save the mess for last. How about that?
Hmm.
Not the
Give y'all
best.
something to think about on your way out.
What? Be like, I know you fucking lying. What happened? And baby, when I tell y'all about the mess that's going around in the romance community right now, you gonna be like, Shay, I'm gonna be like, listen, I'm just trying to tell y'all, honey, what the good people over at Threads done told me, baby. It's crazy. So Mildred Riley, Velvet, let us know if it's Mildred Riley, and we still have our question for the day. The question for the day is, what matters most in romance today? The writing, the trope,
The
or the
trope.
author's overall brand? The author's overall brand. Huh. JB says, you ready for Miss Sharon C. Cooper? I know you are, honey. I know y'all are. Let's see here. Let's go. Let's see. For a white Native American and a white woman, novels were the rave. Every publisher had their own line.
Mm. Hmm.
Hmm. They had wait. They had their own line dedicated to that. Velvet said no, it wasn't Mildred Riley. Now I gotta go see who Mildred Riley is.
Yeah.
It wasn't Mildred Riley. Paige over at Love and Demand. What's up, baby? Hey, twin. Shay, we are here at Kink and Ink, and it's all monsters and dark and horror fandom is amazing in this space. So, okay, so Kink and Ink. Where's Kink and Ink, Paige? Are y'all in Texas? Where y'all at? And it's all monsters, dark and horror. Woo! So is that conference like that's all it's there? Like that's it? That's what the conference is about? Kink and Ink. Is there a book signing today? Drop in the link. Where are you guys? And if there's a book signing, so we can tell people to go over there and give us some. Let us know who some good horror authors are. I like the dark romance. I think I got that on lock. I'm
Yeah.
good on it. Yes, honey. I'm a part of this Facebook group called Black Girls Smut, and that's not, now they changed the name. Girls who write and love smut books. Honey, all the dark romances is over there, girl. I love it. But Kink and Ink, yes, all monsters, dark and horror. Paige, let me know. Hit me up or either on the chat or text me and let me know. Or do you guys have a book signing today and where people can go and check it out? And then y'all let me know. Give me some. I want some more. I want to read some more about some monsters and some horror. Monsters
Yeah.
and horror
I
is
think
what
Pink
it
and
is.
Ink is over there from they're in the weekend things. Summing up on tomorrow. They're over at the Hyatt Regency Dallas 300 Reunion Boulevard, Dallas, Texas.
Who?
Kink and Ink.
They in Dallas?
They are in Dallas.
Oh, y'all in Dallas this week? Okay. So you said
Yeah.
the book signing is today?
Yes, it was from April 10th to the 12th. So they got today and tomorrow left.
Okay, today and
So
tomorrow. So you in
if
Dallas?
you're in the if you're in the Dallas area, you can go over there.
All right, go check it out. Kink and Ink. All right, you're my snake partner. You better research over there real quick, boo. I love it. And if y'all go over there, yo, hit us up. Let me know, about some monsters and some horror. If you're in the Dallas, Texas area, I'm gonna wake my little brother up, tell him to go over there and check it out. Velvet said it was a white author. It wasn't Mildred Riley. Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay, it wasn't
Look
Mildred
like we
Riley.
got some homework team over here to try to find about the Native American and the white woman.
Native American and the white woman. All right, coming up, coming up. In a few minutes, we're gonna bring up USA Today's best-selling author, Miss Sharon C. Cooper. She's in the hot seat with us today. The hot seat with us today. Before we go to Sharon, let's go on the scene real quick, midnight. So we already started with Kink and Ink. Let's talk about different art, different conferences and festivals that's coming up that people need to be at. Of course, we're going to be next weekend. We're going to be in Chicago for the Chicago Spring Fling, and that's going to be taking place downtown at the Royal Sonesta Hotel. And Brenda Jackson will be the keynote speaker. Her and Adriana Herrera. So tickets are still available, and the book signing will be on that Saturday from 3 to 5, I think. But you can also
Hmm.
just go to the website, chicagospringfling.com, and you get all the information there. So we will be there. Me and my stick partner, Midnight Ace, we're going to be there broadcasting live. So come
Yes,
by and see
yes.
us. Come by, and check us out, man. Come by and check us out. Also, what else is going on midnight? You mentioned Danielle Allen. We're going to be in Milwaukee on what date?
It's April 28th at 6:30 in the Well Read Denzel bookstore. She's going to be signing, and they may have a little bit of in conversation with. So check that out.
Okay.
And then we have Miss Iris Boland is celebrating her 50th book event in December this year. And it's going to be the weekend of December the 3rd. There's going to be quite a bit of stuff going on. It's going to be festive. So make sure you go out to her website at www.irisboland.com. Grab your tickets. The tickets are limited, so please do get them early.
Are they? Has registration open yet for that event? I didn't know of registration.
Registration is open for that event.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
When the registration open for that event? Because I had a couple of people ask me about it, and they said it wasn't open yet.
No, it's open. It's been open for a little bit.
Huh. Okay, cool. So registration is open for that. So I gotta let my friends know because they asked me about it, and I was like, I don't think it's open yet. So yeah, so go back out and check that, and so that'd be a good look for December. In May, of course, we got the Black Romance Book Festival. It's going down in Atlanta. That's 29th through the 31st. So make sure you get there. Your Mama Tony said yes, it is open. Thank you, Mama Tony. Mama Tony, you be getting me together. Even though Midnight said it
Mhm.
too, but I had to see. They still listen. Velvet. They still trying to figure out who this author is. They said could have been Kathleen Woodward. It wasn't Mildred Riley. Velvet, we need you to go back and look, girl. Find out what it. We try to find this
Yeah,
book.
now we all want to know.
Now we all want to know. We all want to know. So yeah, Black Romance Book Festival. They have some paid tickets left. If you want to go to the concerts, they have Pleasure P, Lloyd. I know the comedy show is going to be. It's a big thing going on. It's just a lot going on at the Black Romance Book Festival, and they still have some paid tickets left, and I think they still have some resale tickets left as well. So just go to their website, blackromancebookfest.com, and you will get they'll hook it on up for you. Because yeah, that's gonna be a big one. And of course, if you are in Georgia now in the Conyers area, or you just in Georgia, go to the Conyers Book Festival. Miss Bev is in the building down there, y'all. Vanessa Riley is in the building. Casey Mills is there. Who else is down there? It's a lot. Y'all going over to Kanye's the book festival because it's real good. Vanessa just texted me. She going on that. Her panel starts at 1 p.m. So make sure you go check her out, and she'll be interviewing Miss Bev. So that's gonna be a hoot right there. I wish I was a fly on the wall for that one midnight. Yeah,
that sounds like a pretty good lineup down there.
It is a pretty good lineup. I know when we did the first year of Raw, I had it to where the legends interviewed, the newbies, and then the newbies interviewed the legends, switched up a little bit. And Bev interviewed Vanessa Riley, and her room was packed. I said, now hold on now all the men was in the men in action lounge, but that particular session, they all came to hear Miss Bev speak. Like it was amazing. It was amazing. So it wasn't Catherine Woodward. Let me see here. Rowdy says, I don't think I can write historical because I just want to make up stories how I want them to be. The girl is would come from my neck from not being historically accurate. Yes, the girls would come from your neck, baby. They would.
What?
They would. Velva said, no, it's not Kathleen Woodward. JB's like, all right, Velva, now come on. Velva gotta let us know. Velva gotta let us know who this person is, because we is intrigued. Okay, now we are ready. Are y'all ready for the hot seat, baby? Ready for the hot seat. Velva, when you find out who that was, you let us know. But coming up to the stage right now, you can unmute your mic, Miss Sharon C. Cooper. We have USA Today's bestseller author in the bestseller seat this morning, Sharon C. Cooper.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, Miss Sharon.
Hey.
Good morning.
I've missed you guys.
Really?
Yes, like I haven't talked to you guys in a while.
That is true. Well, we're so happy to have you here.
It's my pleasure.
Have you been listening to the show this morning?
I have. I missed the first couple of minutes, but I've been listening ever since.
Okay, because we had Aja on last week, and Aja was like, let me get up in here early to see what was going on before I get into this bestseller seat. So
yeah, I enjoyed her interview.
Awesome stuff. And she's listening to yours now. So she's like, I'm loving this, Shay. I absolutely love it. You guys, y'all, hey, we have Sharon C. Cooper in the building. And so we're gonna ask regular questions, Sharon. You know what I'm saying? So this,
wait, you're going to ask me only regular questions?
No, I'll probably be asking the regular questions.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear on that, because I'm not sure if I've ever known Shay to ask me a regular question. Even her text messages aren't regular.
Oh yeah, my text messages be like, yo.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm ready though.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to change my ways, Sharon. I'm trying, my old producer was like, listen, Shay, I have so many other projects coming up. They're like, look, ma'am, we're gonna need you to get back into the realm of your journalist, the radio. We got to get you back into that. You just over here in the romance world and lost your damn mind. I'm like, I know.
But we love it.
Thank you. And I love you guys. Wait, so they're still trying to figure out. They're saying good morning to you, Sharon, in the chat.
Oh, good morning, everyone.
Let's see. Wait, did Velva come? Hold on. Who said? Let me see.
Wait.
Miss Tone. Oh no, Mama Tone. Is it Where the Lost Wonder by Armie Harmon? Velva told us about this book, right? That she can't remember the name or whatever. So now everybody is looking for this book that she's talking about the Native American man and the white woman who fell in love. And now we're trying to find out where this book is.
Okay.
Yeah, JB, she said nothing about me is regular. I'm trying to get it together, JB. I'm telling you, pray for me. All right, so in the bestseller seat, I'm going to set the tone. I'm going to open it up with my first question, and then Midnight, you can take it from there, okay?
Yeah. Because believe it or not, she did have regular questions, but that doesn't mean she stayed. Yeah, she did, but it doesn't mean that she stays on it, because sometimes you ask a question and then you might respond and then it'll send her down a rabbit hole. So you have to be careful.
Got it.
I know I'm trying to change. It's not working. Right. Okay. So we're gonna open it up. So Sharon, you're in the bestseller seat here. So let's start here. Okay. What keeps you writing love stories after all this time? Because you've been writing for a while now. So what keeps you writing love stories after all this time?
Woo, that is a good question. Because some days, let me tell you,
Ooh.
what keeps me writing them? I think Mr. Cooper helps. He probably doesn't realize he helps, but he's just such a sweet guy. And so,
Sweet, and he's fine. No.
That too.
Hey, Mr. Cooper.
I'll let him know you said that.
He knows he come in the room and all the women look. Okay, side note real quick. Brenda be like, "What Mr. Cooper?" And I said, "Y'all leave their husbands alone." Okay, I'm gonna leave him alone now. There you go.
He loves the attention though, so. Okay, so just having a loving relationship really does help feed me in order to even be able to write romance. But what also keeps me going are my readers. I get some of the best emails, encouraging emails, especially like these days since I'm taking a little longer for my next release. But it does motivate me and keeps me encouraged that somebody out there is waiting for my next story. I don't know if readers realize how much that I guess motivates us or encourages us to keep writing. The other reason I do it is because I have 50 million stories in my head, and it's like I have to get it all on paper. Unfortunately, I can't get it on paper as fast as I like, but it does play a big role in the stories continuing to come together because of just the ideas just be flowing. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about changing genres though from romance?
I have. My favorite genre is romantic suspense. However, I was thinking about changing, well, maybe not changing, but adding sweet romance to my list of genres. And I mentioned it to one of my beta readers, and her exact words were, "You can write it, but I'm not reading sweet romance." So I've been a little slow to add sweet romance to my list.
Nobody want to read that sweet shit. We won't.
Look, well, wait a minute though. We do know you can write a good rom-com though.
Yeah, we do know. Yes.
Yeah.
And I have a rom-com, another rom-com idea, but not enough for a full story. So
not yet.
Not yet.
No, I mean, sweet romance is okay. I love your romantic suspenses. Be having me all in. I love that for you. Now, when I say a different genre, like outside of romance.
Oh no.
Period. No. Oh.
It never crossed my mind because I have to have a happy ending. I have to have romance in the stories I read and write. Unfortunately, I'm not that I don't know, diverse, I guess is the right word. Even with my reading, I have, a ton of books, but I always gravitate to romance. I just like the feel goodness of it.
What about horror romance?
Horror?
Yeah.
No. I can barely make it through a dark romance. I know I couldn't do horror. No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, some dark romances. I mean, some are pretty I can get through, but there's so many out there that's just, really pushes it a little too far for me.
And Renata, we cousins for real. Because I was thinking the same thing when she said romance. Renata said, "Miss Sharon, what do you think soft black love is?"
I honestly have never heard that term before.
Me either. And it's like it's resurgent. I'm like, soft black love. Is that like
my first thought would be that that's sweet romance, but it doesn't sound like that's the case based on the conversation.
But it does make sense as sweet romance.
Yeah, that would have been my first thought. But as a subgenre, I've never heard the term before. Mm-hmm. But I wonder if we're, some of us are writing it and don't realize it.
Like Midnight was reading horror romance and didn't realize it because she was like, "No, I'm not reading that, man."
Right. I was just about to tell Sharon, wait a minute now.
Because I don't read no monsters, and then you find out she's like, "Oh, wait a minute! Not only do I read it."
So wait, you started reading a book and didn't realize it had monsters?
No. So when Shay brought this up, we were talking about it, and I was just like you about to say, "Oh no, I'm not reading no monster romance." And but then when I started looking into it, it could be considered dark romance. It could be considered vampires, and then I had to hold my tongue because I love me a good vampire.
Really? I didn't know that about you.
Oh yeah. I love me some shapeshifters. I said paranormal was mentioned in there. I love a good, paranormal. So I had to hold my tongue.
Huh. Now I will say you got me thinking. Okay. So I was one of those that never thought I would read a shapeshifter. But AC Author has a series. And I was like, you know what? Let me try it. I devoured that series. Never thinking I would ever read. I just couldn't even wrap my brain around how that could be interesting. And it was magnificent.
Right. However, I don't really think those are considered. I mean, yes, they may say it. I just don't think those are horror. I just think they are what they are. Yeah,
no, it definitely wasn't. It was straight up, in my opinion, it was romance just with a little edgy shift.
It's romance with a shift.
With a shift.
But it was outstanding. Yeah.
Speaking of shifts, Sharon. So you've seen this industry evolve, right? Yes. So what's something about romance today that feels different, for better or worse?
Let me see how I can say this nicely. What feels different from when I started, and this is just my opinion, some of the quality of some of the books, and it might have always been like this, but in my opinion, one of the things that I've noticed, there's tons and tons of authors putting out books, calling it romance, and some, in my opinion, are not romance. And it's just been so much of that, where it's just, I won't say it's oversaturated because I don't know if there could ever be enough romance novels, but that's been the biggest thing that I've noticed and had to deal with, oversaturated just keeps coming to mind, but I don't think that's fair to say, but yeah, I said enough. Anyway, for me, some of the quality of the stories is not what it used to be in some cases, where there was a time you could pick up a romance and you really get a solid story with some sex scenes. Now you often can pick up a romance and there's more sex scenes than story. So I kind of miss that, but that's just my opinion. I know, sex sells, so but that's one of the changes that has been just so noticeable for me. Or it just could be that I'm just picking up maybe the wrong books that I'm looking for,
What books you picking up?
I'm looking for romance stories that have a solid romance story. Where you just feel you're right in, you feel like you're in the story, just loving on these characters, where now with some, every other chapter is a sex scene. And it's just like, okay, I like sex just as much as the next person, but I don't want the whole story to be that. I want to like really be able to get, get into this, be taken away by the story.
They say the Calgon taking me away. I totally agree with that, because sometimes I can read a story and I'm so engulfed in the story that I'm on page like, I don't know, 201, and they're just not having sex. I'm like, oh snap, dang, they ain't even have. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
still loving the story.
I'm loving the story. I didn't even realize that they didn't, that it wasn't a love scene, because the chemistry was just so strong in it. And then everybody can't write a love scene either. I'd be like, look, child, just say they woke up the next morning. But the love scene some of these authors are writing is straight trash. I'm like, I don't understand. It's trash. So I get you on that. Like, child, you, honey, this is not even, this is smut.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Miss Donna says real romance novels are very specific. Relationship stories are not necessarily a romance.
Interesting.
Huh? We're gonna have to get Donna in the bestseller seat, because
yeah. Real romance. I would love a little bit more to what she just said there. Yeah. But I can see where she's coming from, and it kind of lines up a little bit with what Sharon is saying.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, because there's some, even if the sex scenes are good, you just don't want every other chapter or every other page, for that matter, to just be about sex. I like the way you described it, Shay, where you get so engrossed in the couple and their relationship and their chemistry that you don't even realize that's a solid story. Then where you don't even realize that, wait, they haven't had a sex scene yet.
Right.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
And that's what I'd say too when I have a discussion about erotica, because erotica, yes, is very sexy and steamy, but in order for me to read it, it has to be a story behind it. I can't just, that otherwise it's just kind of like quote unquote porn.
Right.
Yeah. And who wants to just read porn? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking those who might enjoy that. I just, I read because I want to get lost in a love story,
You want to, it's an escapism,
It really is, especially when you don't have a whole lot of time for reading. When you pick up a book, you want a solid story.
You want a solid story. Speaking of picking up books, then Midnight's going to ask you another question. Before we go back to this next question, we are still in this chat trying to figure out this book.
Right.
that Velva was talking about. So Brenda Jackson says popular romance authors in the late 1990s writing Native American / white women romances often focused on historical Westerns or captive themes. Number one was Cassie Edwards. And so she went on to say that they had like Savage Obsession, Savage Secrets, Savage Paradise, Savage, oh my God, were some of Cassie Edwards' popular ones. You know what I'm saying? And so that we're still trying to find, let's see, Mama Tony. Let's see, Velva said, Mama Tony, that doesn't sound familiar, but I'll look it up and see what looks sounds familiar. Because we like, yo.
Look, Velva, you owe us. You owe us for this.
Velva, we've been this all morning trying to figure out who is these people. She said, but Velva did say it's been so long, but I remember the book was so yellow. Okay, so now we narrowing it down, Velva. Listen, Donna Hill and Brenda Jackson and Mama Tanya on the case. They like, what is going on? So then Brenda echoed what you were saying, Donna, about she agreed. The growing relationship between the characters matter. It really does.
I agree.
Yeah, the growing between the characters.
Going back to your question, Shay, did I answer it? I was trying to remember. I started rambling.
Which one? Oh, romance that feels different. Yeah, you did. That it doesn't feel like romance. It feels like, they're just putting shit together. Like it's no chemistry. It's no romance element. You know what I'm saying? Like chemistry, even the plots. It's like given
Yeah.
something romance back in the day, like it. I don't know. It was like I read one book. And now I'm getting like I can't remember the name. I can't remember who the author was. It might have been Laura Pavlov. Now I'm thinking about it, and it was where they were in the car, and they was on going on a trip. So the whole book kind of took place in the car,
Okay.
but it was so good because you got the banter between the characters, the chemistry, just the scenery, everything. I was just like, yo, this is so good. So I felt like I was in the car, and I'm
Yeah.
waiting on the next stop. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it was so good. So it just made me want to take a road trip after that. Yeah. So it captured me on that. Midnight. Another question for Sharon C. Cooper.
Yes, Miss Sharon C. Cooper. At this stage in your career, what are you no longer negotiating on?
Ooh.
Want me to get back to the shenanigans now, don't you?
We love Sharon when you ask her these questions.
You want them shenanigans now, right? Yeah.
Her reactions be priceless. I love it.
Because you always be asking these hard questions. I'm not that deep. I'm really not.
Welcome to the Bestsellers seat.
Like, can't y'all give me something easy?
And yeah, we can, but where's the fun in that? We got something easy for you coming next.
Sure you do. Okay. What was the question again?
At this stage in your career, what are you no longer negotiating on?
What am I no longer negotiating on? Ooh, that's a good question. Shay, what am I no longer negotiating on?
Right, because I'm negotiating for you. Let's see.
There you go.
Because I know there's something. I just can't think of anything off the top of my head.
But you know what? Oh, okay. You go.
Go ahead.
I think you're no longer negotiating on I think like your talent and your ability to write a book. Like, not to say all your business or whatnot. You know how they have the old way of saying turn in your manuscript, a full manuscript, turn in this, turn in that, and then then we'll see if we're gonna get you. Yeah.
Because if I write a whole manuscript, I'm publishing it myself. That's just so that's a non-negotiable. If I submit to a traditional publisher and 3 chapters is not enough for them, despite the number of books I've already put out, and at the speed that I can put them out, then that they're probably not a good fit for me. So so I guess that would, thank you, Shay, that would definitely be a non-negotiable. That
because you know your worth. I feel like in your writing, your worth. Because so when they're like, well, can she meet this? You're like, I can meet whatever. You write the check, sir. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so that definitely is that one. That's a huge non-negotiable for me. I'm also a little more. I've written books where that were contracted with a traditional publisher that in my heart weren't the books I wanted to write. It was what they wanted, which I'm totally cool with in some cases where, okay, if a traditional publisher says, would you mind changing this or that? Because usually authors, we write what's in our heart, what comes, oftentimes a story comes to us and it marinates and we know what we want to write. We know what we want to happen and we're feeling the plot, the character. And then if somebody comes and say, well, can you change this? Can you change that? And before you know it, the book doesn't feel like yours anymore. And that's happened. And so I don't do, I won't say it's a non-negotiable, but I am a little slower to agree to some things like that because I write for enjoyment too. I write not just to entertain readers. I want to entertain myself as well and enjoy the work that I'm putting out. And if I come to you with a fabulous idea, at least fabulous to me, and you say, oh, that's great, but can you change this, this? And before you know it, the book does not even look like what you had proposed, then I might pause. So that might be a non-negotiable. Well, I shouldn't say it's not a non-negotiable, but I will take a moment to pause.
It's a conversation.
Mhm.
Exactly. That's a perfect word. You
Yeah.
know, it's not like I
Mhm.
won't do it, but yeah, I might not be as quick to agree to it just because of experience now. You know, when you put out a book and you're like, man, the book doesn't even feel like mine because it's not the book that was in my heart.
I totally get it. I totally get it. Going back to the chat, Renata says, I call getting caught up in the relationship my version of foreplay. Yes, when we was talking about, you know, how you're not writing romance how it used to be. Donna Hill says, a true romance follows the formula, but the reader does not see it in the hands of a good writer.
Yes.
Mm,
Yes.
that makes sense because it is a formula, but yeah, you don't because you guys the way you guys write everything, it's like, what's up, Shirley checking in, Miss Literary Agent Extraordinaire, Mr. Shirley, honey.
Morning,
Checking in.
morning.
Morning. Brendan Jackson says, and there was the hot cowboy romances by Velvet. We still trying to.
Look, that should have been the question of the day.
Really?
Velvet got us all out here looking for a yellow book. Looking for a yellow book. Who
With a
remembers
Native American man and a white woman.
Yes, with a Native American man and a white woman. We still trying to get. They said bring down the hill. So we're trying to get it. Brenda also says I agree with that, Sharon. From the words of Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. If you don't know me by now, you will never know me.
Yes. Good one.
Yes, I love that.
That applies to her work as well. Let me tell y'all, honey. When I tell you at the house of Bohanna, baby, I be having a time, y'all. Honey, they like, we ain't doing that, Shay. Yes, that part. Like, I'm not about to be trying to audition for nothing. I've been doing this for how many years? I ain't doing it.
Okay.
I ain't doing it at all. I absolutely love it. And yes, of course, and then too, you know, Lashira dropped it in the chat. Of course, back on the scenes, we're talking about Raw. Raw is going down October 29th through the 31st in Peoria, Illinois. You can go to rawexperience.com and you can get all these gems. I'm telling you, because some people in the chat is like, yo, wait, down the hill, you got to, my legends are coming in. That not only backing me up, they're like, okay, Sharon, we got you too. I love it. So make sure you come to the Legends. It's called Raw, but it's really the Legends Takeover because it's their conference. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it on, but it's all the legends. They're going to be there doing their thing. They got master classes. Donna Hill, Sharon. Donna Hill is one of the keynote speakers. She's for the keynote speaker for the luncheon that we're doing on that Friday. Yep, for the luncheon. So it's going to be good. So make sure you got your tickets. You're going to a Raw Experience, October 29th through 31st. Sharon C. Cooper will be in the building. We're going to see can we get Mr. Cooper there. So, yeah. Mr. We love Mr. Cooper. You know what I'm saying? Because
he loves you guys too. Y'all be fawning over him and stuff.
We do, and you know what? He's so funny. We was at Raw the last time, and we came outside because it was doing the book signing, and they had a bomb scare, right? And so they had blocked off everything, and I was like, oh, I felt so bad because people couldn't get to the book signing. But then Kimmy Farrell, she got through, and she's like, Shay, ain't nobody gonna be able to get through here because it's the police and everything. And so we go here I go. We sashaying downstairs. So we outside. We talking to the police and they done circle off everything. Mr. Cooper comes out. He's like, hey, y'all come back over here. We was like, yes, sir.
Right. Yeah.
We was like, yes, sir. He's like, leave them police officers alone. Y'all get back over here. Mr. Cooper, I took my happy ass back on in the building. So we absolutely love Mr. Cooper. JB says, Velvet, could it be Francis Ray Falcon? No. They were black and they was black. So we're gonna find this book. Now, speaking of books, Sharon C. Cooper, I
Yes.
told Midnight not to put you on the spot. She said she was gonna Midnight. What were you gonna ask her? Because I was like,
See what? You know what?
And it begins.
Look, right? No. Let me just tell you, this is truly my partner in this right here, because we was both talking about it. So you've been writing the Priestley family. And so we know we got one more treasure at least coming. Of course, we're gonna always try to squeeze some more out of that. So we was just kind of wondering when the next book was coming.
Well,
you can tell us.
Okay, so that next book that you guys have been waiting for should have been out already, but life just be lifing. However, I still plan to release it this spring, and it's called Waiting for You. That is going to be the 5th book in the Priestley family series, and that story is Essence, and Jackson, her love interest. I think
all right.
Yeah. See. Okay, we got a little. What we got? A little sneak peek. We got a little, a little announcement. So now we'll be looking out for that. Oh my God, this time is going by fast. Let's see. I want to ask you our signature receipt question, Sharon T. Cooper.
Okay.
All right, so that's what we do. So tell me, what's one truth about love or this industry that people don't say out loud, but they should?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, ma'am. What's one truth about love or this industry that people don't say out loud, but should?
Oh, that's a good one. I thought we were going to do easy questions. That doesn't sound easy. Okay. I meant like real easy.
Like, what is your name? What do you like?
Exactly.
She's like, well, okay, how about this then? What about this industry you just don't like?
Can we go back to the other question? No, I was just kidding. Okay, but let's go back to the other question. One thing about love or the industry that people don't talk about? Is that what you said?
And they should
talk about. I think I would love to hear more people talk about the power of love. Can you imagine if everybody read really good romances, what a better world this would be? We'd be walking.
Everybody could write good romance. That would be perfect.
Okay, that probably would help too.
That was sort of matter of factly.
Sorry. It slipped out. I was trying to hold it. Didn't help. Okay.
Yeah, you do have to have good writing for it to be a good story. So
I totally agree. But just imagine though, if we all I think it's just, and maybe it's because I'm getting older too, I'm not sure, but just the lack of love for the next person. I would love for more discussion about the power of love and its benefits to be brought up into more conversations.
This is true. Okay, I like that.
There's just so much hate spewed, and it's just getting old, really.
It's getting old, especially within the authors. Donna Hill said the fact that writers only get paid twice per year. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, don't get me started on that one.
Wait, incentive. We need incentive.
Yeah, but keep in mind that's mainly for when you're traditionally published.
Yeah.
Oh
mess. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So we had the bestseller C. Sharon C. Cooper. Thank you so much. You was listen. We appreciate you for coming in and braving this morning.
I love hanging out with you guys, even though you don't ask me easy questions, and I never know if I answered the question. And but I do love hanging out with you guys.
You are absolutely wonderful. You know what? We got about a good 10 minutes left in our broadcast this morning, and then for the next 10 minutes we're gonna be talking about the messiness of romance. You want to hang out with us, or do you want to be like, I ain't playing with y'all?
Yes, I'm curious to see what messiness is going on.
Okay, the messiness of romance, y'all. But look, before we get into the messiness of romance, Sharon C. Cooper, give us our CTAs, like what you want us to do. Like where you want us to go out to get what book you got out now that you want us to get behind, your social media handles and your website. So give us the call to action.
Okay, I have 49 books for the readers to pick from. Just go to my website at SharonCooper.net and you'll see them all there. Check them out. Or, if you're looking for something specific that you might just not be able to stumble upon, feel free to email me. All of that information is on my website, along with my social media handles at SharonCooper.net.
Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Midnight.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so it's time to talk about the lies that's going on in the romance world. Oh my God, have you heard of an author named Code?
Oh. No, you have to expand on that one, darling.
Author Code. Have you heard of an author named Code, Sharon C. Cooper? His name is Code. COLD.
No, I can't say that I have.
Okay, so Arthur Code. Okay, so he's a guy. I love I love guy romance writers.
Yeah.
Like Mel Walker is one of my favorites, like all time favorite. Mm-hmm. He's just so wonderful, and I think it's more his personality too. You know what I'm saying?
He's really a nice guy.
Yeah, he's really nice too. So let's see, Arthur Code. He's been a little controversial because and they're calling him a weirdo and being problematic. All right. So Cole, according to, he wrote a book, and in the book, he was bashing Black romance authors. So apparently he wrote a book, and I'm trying to get the name of it because they took it down. So now I got to go find it. He wrote a book and he was naming Black authors in this book, and he was killing them off.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. And they say in real life, one of the authors passed away for real. And so, he said, and this is his defense, he said that he wasn't, it was just, I don't know. He said he used names, but he wasn't really using the author's names or whatever. So the Black women are going ham. They're like, do not support him. Wow. We don't care what's going on, and so he's saying, he's going to be honest. He's like, he didn't do anything. And now they're asking for him to be banned from different events. Anybody that support him, they're boycotting, and he's like, you guys are taking it the wrong way. This wasn't the intent. This is not what happened. And I'm like, how can you write a book and you're naming the authors in the book and then you kill them off?
Wow. Yeah. And he's using their actual name.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Yeah. And so and I'm like, what? And then, other authors, the internet is always split, so some authors are like, yeah, let's ban him. The other authors are like, honestly, they never seen one post about him being problematic until now. The only thing they've ever seen is when he was commenting other people or being in the space, when drama went down or something like that. He'll comment. But as far as him going just back and forth with Black females, the authors, they just saw this. So I was just like, how do we feel about that? Should he be banned though? Because that's his.
Yeah, he should be.
Yeah, you know what? The problem that he is naming names, because you know what? When we write books, even if it's about somebody we know, typically we change the name.
Right.
But the fact that he's putting the name in there, I don't know, that might be sparking for me. I'm thinking, what's behind that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes they pass away,
Yeah. I don't know. That might have some Angela son of the Murder She Wrote kind of thing on there. I don't know. That's a little weird. Okay. The naming the names is a little bit weird for me.
All right. It's okay. And so you're saying that he should be, it is what it is. Like he should be taken off of the platforms, especially if you are beefing and battling with black women. I don't like this is just me. So, I don't like guys who argue with women anyway. You arguing with your girl at home, that's one thing, but just to have a full blown if drama going on and you make your comment and you jumping in to argue with women, I just don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, that's chick stuff. Like, let the you know what I mean, let the girls do their thing. Let's just sit back and chill. And if you need to step in, then fine. But to go back and forth with, I don't know, with the woman and an author at that, like, because so if you get in an argument with her and then you put her in your book and then you kill her off, it kind of makes it seems like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little much.
I don't know. Do need to go and journal or something and not put it in no book like that. That could get messy, real messy.
It's a bit scary.
Yeah.
But he says that wasn't the case, and he said he's going to stop trying to be the bigger person. And he said that wasn't the case, and he's going to, I don't know if he's going to write another book or exposing it. He was like, one female got in her feelings about something and took it the wrong way, and that wasn't it. So,
well, the thing is that consumers have the option to purchase it, not support it, not, because again, a lot of topics for controversy is what put people on the map. Like I said before, like look at 50 Shades of Grey. I mean, people went on and on and on. So this could be sort of like a marketing thing for him or something like that. I don't know.
It could be. So they released a public notice, a cease and desist. It says it has come to my attention that false, misleading, and defamatory statements are currently being circulated on social media regarding me code. This is what him and I guess his team released. He said these statements are entirely untrue and are causing harm to my brand, reputation, and business operation. I hereby formally demand that any individual or account involved in creating, sharing, reposting, or amplifying this false information cease and desist immediately. I'm like, oh. So he's like, it ain't true. He said the character has nothing to do with who people are trying to connect it to. It was released in February because that's the release date. He said he was assigned otherwise, I would have put it out back in December. He's like, y'all are singing out one part with no context. He said he's been very respectful, have no history of harming any women. And so he be releasing his mug shots too, right? So it's like he argue with whoever and then, release a mug shot. I don't know. So I don't know. We'll keep abreast on this because it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
And see, then some people will go and buy the book just to see if it is true what they're saying.
This is true too, but then you have other organizers who have invited him, before all this started to their festival or whatnot. And now you got to uninvite him, or if you say, okay, because he's saying it's not true. So it's like, what do? Do you keep him there or you don't? I would have to uninvite, because if I have a room full of women who is the core demographic of this genre scared of you, then you might can't be there, Brother Cole. We'll find something else for you to do.
Mm-hmm. And then again, has he been on any podcasts or anything to tell his story? Because you always stay. You have to be able to.
Oh no, we'll see if he comes to the bestseller seat and see what happens.
Well,
she's like, yeah, now.
No, I kind of want to know, because now you didn't give me something to do now, because now I'll probably be going down the rabbit hole.
The rabbit hole. Brenda Jackson said names should have been changed to protect the authors.
Yeah.
It's
period. We don't care what you write, just you don't put names in there. Like, who are you to do that?
Right. Yeah, you can't do that. It's like, come on, man. Like, really? That's a little different. And it's crazy. But hey, we'll keep you abreast on that story. Then, man, we run out of time. We didn't get a chance to talk about. We'll talk about it next Saturday. About the authors who cried discrimination because no one wanted to sign up for their art. So they said it's discrimination. I'm like,
What?
yeah, they couldn't get their publishing company couldn't get anyone to sign up for the ARC. So they said it was discrimination. I'm like, how,
Let me just say that. Come on now. Then your publishing company is not doing probably what they need to do. Like, people are hungry for books.
no,
And they're gonna give you, and they'll give you their opinion, good, bad, or indifferent.
I mean, some, but if your synopsis or your blurb or whatever don't catch my attention, I'm not reading. You know how many they just send me books. My net galley is full of unread books. I'm like, I'm not reading this. Does that mean I'm discriminating against it? It's just not a good book. What is this?
Well, even on NetGalley though, they do have a category where you can say "do not finish," and you can say why. But the thing is that people still get the books. They get the books, but they tell you, did not finish because of this, that, and the other.
And it brings me to, and our closing, and see, that's the thing about romance. It's never just about the story. It's about what we're drawn to, and what we can tolerate and what we keep choosing, even when we know better. Because whether it's on this page or it's in real life, love always reveals something about you, and so much to talk about in these books. You know what I'm saying? We got the trends, the industry, and the real question is, what are you actually responding to? And that's our time, y'all. This has been Love, Lies, and Bestsellers. Thank you again for our bestseller seeder today, Ms. Sharon C. Cooper. Yes, today's bestseller, Sharon C. Cooper. Make sure you go out and cop all her books. And we're waiting on the next pre-sleeve book. And we might have something else coming up. I'll let y'all know about that. Midnight Ace.
Yes, guys. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for next week when we have another special guest for you guys. And more questions.
Thank you, guys. Y'all be good. Be safe out there. Peace out.